Happy Hum Day, everybody. Thank you for joining me for our weekly Wednesday Facebook Live tutorial. Hello, my YouTube subscribers. Hello, my LinkedIn members. Now, let's just wait for, there you go. Hi, Erin. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. Hello, Crystal Legends. Been trying to get hold of you. Hope everything is good with you. So we have quite a few of, hi, Helen. We have quite a few of you jumping on already on Instagram. And if you're joining me on Facebook, don't be shy. I see some eyeballs. Just make sure that you say hi. If you're not clicking on the StreamYard link, then make sure you type your name so I can see your name as well. Okay. So, hey, Deja, thank you for joining me on Instagram. All right. Thank you so much once again for giving me your time every single Wednesday for those of you for our Facebook Live tutorial that I stream to Instagram, to LinkedIn, and also to my YouTube channels. For those of you who's joining me the very first time, my name is May Yo Silvers. I am the owner of M2 Hospitality, a multiple six-figure profit event planning company. I'm also the founder, event mentor, and coach for events for anyone, where we provide a mentorship program called the Unstoppable Eventrepreneur to help event planners like you to start and grow your event planning business. So excited to be able to see you every single Wednesday when I come on live or whenever I come on live. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to talk about today's topic. How do you say no without feeling guilty? A lot of times, hey, Anne, thank you for joining me on Instagram. A lot of times, there are many things in business, let's just say in business, okay, because this is what we do inside our weekly Wednesday Facebook Live. We talk about business. So many of the entrepreneurs that I know, not just inside our mentorship program, the Unstoppable Eventrepreneur, but in our community of event planners and even my business associates doing other businesses, one of the main challenges that they face is not having enough time, feeling overwhelmed because there's so much that they need to do, right? So the last few episodes, I talked about how to really be intentional on what goes on your to-do list, right? So I'm teaching you a lot on time management. So this week is to really teach you the clincher. How do you say no without feeling guilty? All right. Hey, Joannie, thank you for joining me on Instagram. And a lot of times, the reason why we don't have the time to do what we need to do for our personal life or in business is because we overextend ourselves. When we overextend ourselves, we feel overwhelmed, right? And there's only this many hours in a day. How do you decide whether should you extend your help or to say no? And also, I want you to pay attention to what is your conditioning, as in like how are you being brought up? I'm pretty sure all of us are brought up told by our parents that we should always help, right? We should always lend a helping hand. We should always be there when someone asks for help. Yes or no? Share with me in the comments. I like interaction. So we were brought up being told or conditioned that we should always lend a helping hand to the less fortunate or when people need help, correct? It's selfish if we don't. It's selfish if we turn down or we say no, correct? Hey, Jamicia. So it's selfish if we say no. Hey, Janice. So we are brought up thinking that, okay, we should help whenever we can, and we should not be saying no when someone asks for help, because when someone asks for help, that means they are in need, and we have to say no. We have to say yes, right? And if we say no, we get this label that we're being selfish, we're being inconsiderate, that we are not a nice person. So that's why many of us grow up being a people pleaser. We want to please everybody, and then the last person we please is ourselves. Okay, we become a people pleaser, and we're so helpful, and we overextend ourselves sometimes at our own demise, that create our own demise, that somebody write, oh my goodness, yes, oh by the way, it says Facebook user. Okay, so I can't see your name, so make sure you type your name so I know you are here with me. So I thought that it's appropriate for me to continue with this conversation of understanding how to manage your time, understanding what actually goes on your priority list of to do, to wrap up this series by learning how to say no without guilt. Okay, so we are battling with two things that we are brought up with, that we have to go against that belief. The number one belief is we should always help when someone asks for help. And the number two belief is if we don't give help, we will be labeled as inconsiderate, ungrateful, and selfish, lazy, whatever the case. Okay, so these two things I want you to be fully aware of. So when the feelings come up when you say no, you already acknowledge those feelings. And I'm going to teach you today the step by step. Okay, here, Deisha, I'm going to teach you the step by step on how to say no without guilt. Okay, and I was inspired to actually write down this whole thought process. Even though I practice it every single day, it's in my head, and I was inspired to write it down on paper and to teach it in real time, because I think many of us are still suffering from these two beliefs, and at the point to a point that we are slowing down our growth, slowing down our process, our progress in our personal growth and in business. So what I normally do is when somebody comes to me for help, the very first thing I ask, okay, myself and to that person. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up. This process that I'm going to teach you is going to require you to do quite a few practice rounds, because it will be extremely uncomfortable for you if you have never done it before, because now you're actually learning how to speak up for yourself. So you may get a lot of backlash and reaction from the other party, especially when you have never spoke up or say no when this person asks you for help. Okay, I just want you to be aware of that. So it's not like you do it that you can pick it up easily, but I need you to start practicing. So when someone asks me for help, the very first thing that will come into my head is, did she, I'm just going to use she, okay, that can be he or she. Did she only ask me, or has she already asked some other people? Okay, and this question is also the question I will ask the person who's asking me for help. Did you already ask other people before you come to me? Now, when you ask this question, it will put the other person, like it will catch the other person off guard. Like the reaction from the other person would be, why are you asking me this question? If you can't help, just say so. Okay, I want you to know, because I got that. And I don't think it's an uncommon reaction from the other person. All right. So when that person says that to you, please don't be offended. Just know that it's expected. Okay. And you have to remain so calm. You have to remain non-combative. You have to remain in an energy of just wanting to ask a question, curiosity. Okay. So if the other person becomes defensive, you cannot be ready to fight, because we need to go through this whole thought process, and hopefully by the end of this whole thought process, it's not going to just benefit you, but it's going to benefit the other person as well. So when you ask this question, oh, have you already asked other people before you come and ask me? So if the other person responded in a unfavorable way, don't be offended. Okay, because that people pleasing response in you or habit will kick in. I was like, oh my God, why did I even say that to her? I should have just said yes, right? Know that every time you say yes, you're saying no to something else. All right. So ask that question. And if the other person responded and say that, yes, I've already asked other people. Okay, I've already asked other people. And now you have to start to wonder. So other people must have said no to her. That's why she came to you, right? So you can, but to get confirmation, you can always ask the question. Did other people refuse to help you? Why? Just be curious and ask. So you ask other people and they refuse to help you. Why? Let her tell you why. Okay? Because you may have the same reason by saying no ultimately. And why do you think that you should feel guilty if you say no when the others already said no to her? Why should she hold any grudges against you when other people said no to her? And why particularly that she will hold the grudge against you? So don't assume that she's going to be upset if you say no. Okay, so you want to find out whether she talked to other people, and if she got a no, why is that? All right, now if she told you that no, I haven't asked anyone yet, okay, you're the first person I asked, you have to start thinking, why am I the first person that she's asking? Why do you think, why do you think she's the first person that you're asking? So there could be two reasons. Okay, it could be because she knows that she's going to get a yes from you. Is it based on past history that every time she asks you for help, it's always a yes? That's why she doesn't even bother to ask other people or look for other resources? Or she has never asked you for help, but the help that she's asking you for, she feels that you're the only person who can help. So you want to start thinking, oh, I'm the only person she asked for help. Okay, so once you understand that, okay, regardless whether she asked other people or she only asked you, the next question you are going to ask is, does this help needs to happen now? Okay, does this help needs to happen now? All right, so two more questions, a few more questions to come, but does this help needs to happen now? And also, is there anybody else who can help you apart from me? Okay, so is there anybody else who can help you apart from me? This question is a follow-up after she told you that no, she hasn't asked anybody for help. She only asked you. You want to ask this question, oh, so apart from me, is there anybody else who can help you? But if she already told you that she asked somebody already and they said no, and then she's asking you, then the next follow-up question would be, do you need the help now or can it wait? Okay, do you need the help now or can it wait? Now, when you ask this question, you may again get the backlash of, no, I don't want to wait, I can't wait, okay, it has to happen now. Or she may not even tell you that it has to happen now. She'll be like, why all these questions? If you can't help, just tell me. If you can't help, just tell me. I'll do it myself, right? How many of you have ever experienced when somebody asks you for help and then you ask some questions and then they get frustrated and then they make you feel like crap by asking all these questions? Share with me. I know that I have experienced this, because when I ask somebody for help, right? When somebody asks me for help and I ask this question, they get really pissed at me. So you want to be able to, again, be ready if they give you an attitude. Okay, why all these questions? Okay, don't want to help, I just do it myself, right? So you want to be able to ask, can this wait or does it have to happen now? Okay, so once you establish that, this is also going to teach the other person the thought process. Oh, do I really need the help now or can it wait? Okay, we're teaching the other person to think outside the box and also look for resources. Everybody follow me so far? Okay, give me a thumbs up and share with me. So after you ask, can this wait or does it have to be done now, right? So the next question you want to ask is, okay, if you were to help this person with whatever they're asking you to do, okay, if you were to help this person with whatever she's asking you to do, is that going to solve that problem once and for all? So what is going through your thought process is this a one-off help or is this a repeating problem? Okay, So is this what she's asking you for help? Is this something that is unusual? She has never asked you for help about that thing, all right? Or it has been a repeated request, okay? You want to think about that, all right? This is not something that you will ask, but this is something that you will think in your head. So if you were to give the help when it's a one-off request, that means she has never asked you this before, you are going to consider, by helping her, is this going to solve that problem once and for all? But if it's a repeating request, okay, if it's a repeating request, she has asked for the same help from you in the past or from some other people, why is this problem keep repeating? And by helping her with this problem, are you enabling her to not find a permanent solution to solve the problem once and for all? Okay? That means you are enabling her to repeat the same issue. You are not giving her the skill set or the resources or the thinking power to decide, how can I solve this problem once and for all? Because by you helping her again and again with the same problem, you are not teaching her to find a solution to end that problem. Okay? This part is extremely important. Do all of you follow this particular part? Okay? Let's give you this example, right? If, let's say, in a personal life, if you have friends who keep asking you for money, ask you to lend them money, and you keep lending because you have the resources to do that. You keep lending, and then they're always coming to you because they're always short. So you have to ask yourself, by me lending, am I enabling her in continue to spend beyond her means? Am I enabling her to not learn how to manage her funds? Okay. So, and then from a business perspective, if you have, like, not business, personal perspective as well, if someone always come you to, hey, can you babysit my child? And you have to start thinking, why doesn't she plan in advance that for childcare, right? So all these things you have to ask, is it like, if I were to help this person, am I enabling this person to perpetuate the problem? So now you are just contributing, you are now being an accomplice in enabling that same issue. Everybody good? Okay. And if it's a one-time thing, no problem. Okay. It's a one-time thing, so it's a new request, then okay, sure. Then you're not enabling a perpetual issue. Now, the last part, when you come to the conclusion that, okay, by helping her, you are not enabling a root of a problem. You're not perpetuating the problem. So it's okay for you to help, and it makes sense for you to help. The next thing you want to ask yourself is, do I have the resources to help? Do I have the resources in terms of time, energy, focus, and money? Okay, basically these four things. And you may be able to quickly say yes, right? Because you're conditioned to say yes. Then I want you to think one more step. Yes, you may have the resources, but if you were to do it, how is that going to impact your personal life and also your business? So in this case, okay, if they were to ask you for money, how is that going to impact your business? Assuming that you want to use these funds that you have set aside to invest in your business, to attend a trade show, to spend on ads, to join a mentorship program, to get help, to hire a social media person. But because that you do have this money, you can help this person and you want to help this person. How is that going to impact your business? The impact will be huge. That means you just temporarily block your momentum in your business, because now the funds that you have put aside to work on your business is now reallocated to somewhere else. If you are at peace with that it's okay, the business growth can wait, then do it. But if you know that you are also struggling getting leads, that you need this help, if we do not get this help, okay, use the funds to get this help, your business is going to continue to go downhill. Does it make sense to help? Even though you have the resources, does it make sense to help? The answer is no, it does not, even though you have the resources. So now you have come to the conclusion that I can help, but I'm going to say no. And now you have all these reasons that you can tell yourself, okay? That you can tell yourself why you are saying no to this person. You do not have to justify to this person why you say no, but you need to be able to justify to yourself why you're saying no. Why do I say that you have to justify to yourself when you say no or when you say yes? Because a lot of times when we say no, what is our current belief? That those two beliefs, that we should always say yes when someone asks us for help. And if we say no, we are being labeled as selfish, inconsiderate, and nobody will want us because we're selfish. So now you have another side, another voice telling you, no, you're not selfish. No, you have already gone through an intentional process of evaluating. You should say yes or no. And you have come to a conclusion that it does not make sense in any aspect to say yes, because now you are overextending yourself. And understand, the new belief is you can give more when you have more. You cannot give more when you are already half cup empty, okay, or running almost empty. So when there is this belief that you are being selfish, that you are not helping even though you can help, you need to counter that belief with this whole thought process and tell yourself that I can help, but I can help more when I have more. So if this person who's asking you for help wants to learn how to overcome that problem once and for all, they will listen to your thought process when you share with them your thought process. But I strongly doubt that they will go through the same intentional process unless they're also open to learning and receiving feedback. Okay, so this is the process that I go through every single time when someone asks me for help. And a lot of times I can say yes because my cup is full. Okay, my cup is full, my cup is overflowing. I'm able to say yes. But when there are times that I gave you one example that for Passover a couple of weeks ago, I was supposed to cook a dish to bring to a friend's house initially. But last minute, I got invited to a whole week workshop that I can't say no to, because I know it's going to be important for my business momentum, and it's also going to be important in fulfilling my client because I learned something new and I teach them. So I agreed to go. But by doing that, I would not be able to bring a dish. So when my friend asked me, hey, you're going to bring a dish, right? And I have to say no. I felt so bad that I could not bring a cooked dish. And I offered a solution. I will buy a dish and bring it there. And she's like, no, don't worry about it. I will cook. And that makes me feel like crap because I went against what I said I would do. And I said that I apologize. I could not do it because of XYZ, ABC. Now, I actually think through the whole process. Can I actually cook a dish? Yes, I could. I could come home at 8 o'clock. By the time I got home, it's 8 o'clock. I could cook the dish and by the time I go to bed, it will be like 11 o'clock because the dish requires 3 hours of prep. And then the next day, I have to heat it up and the freshness will not be there. So I came to the conclusion that it's going to take me a lot of time. That means I have less hours to sleep. That means I have less hours to spend with my family. Instead of spending my time with my family when I get home, I have to cook. And it also drains my energy. Based on all these reasons, I have to say no. And I have to muster the courage to tell my friend that I'm so sorry, I couldn't do it, but I'm going to bring a dish. And then when she said to me, don't worry about it, I'm going to do it myself. And I felt so bad. And then it got to a point that I said, I don't think I want to come because I feel that I'm not contributing. And because I felt that I thought that she's mad at me. Now, this is also another point that I want you to pay attention to. Don't assume that the person that you say no to is going to be mad at you or hold a grudge, okay? You want to be able to check in as well. So I said, are you mad at me? Like I feel that by you telling me that, no, don't worry about it, I'll do it myself, you're mad at me. And I felt like I didn't follow through and I don't feel good about it. She says, no, I'm not mad at you. I just want to make sure that we have the dish. So when you told me you couldn't do it. So I took care of the problem. Don't worry about it. So we are all good. So I check in with her and she said, yeah, don't worry about it. We are all good. So I was able to make up to her at the event by doing some cleaning up, right? So I felt good and she felt good. So this whole thought process not only just work when you're working with a business problem, but also with a personal issue. So that's my process, okay? That's my process. And I hope that it's also a good process for you to carry out so you don't feel guilty and you can justify to yourself when you say yes or when you say no when someone asks you for help. It takes a while to practice this way of thinking. Okay, it takes a while to practice this way of thinking, but it is my job and my calling to teach you. If you are in my community and you want to build a balanced lifestyle in terms of being able to spend time in your business and being able to spend time in your personal life, these are skills that I have learned and implemented, and it works, and hopefully it works for you. So give me a thumbs up or a heart or an emoji. Let me know that this is something that you're going to start implementing. Do not just listen and then forget about it, okay? So before I let you go, very quick news. We are halfway through April already. Our in-person event on June 3rd in Fort Lauderdale, Profit on Repeat, okay? Profit on Repeat is on June 3rd at Fort Lauderdale, our in-person event. And the early bird price of the in-person event is $497, and that expires end of April, okay? April 30th. And our virtual ticket is $297. So if you plan to come and you want a lot more information about it, send me a DM. All right, send me a DM or send your concierge a DM and we can send you the information. Basically, we're going to be talking about money. We're going to talk about how to get your money to work for you, what to invest in every stage in your business, what does making money means and what does money means to you, pricing strategy, and of course, how to price, the illusion of getting a good deal. So we're just going to be talking about money. So by the end of the workshop, you have a solid plan of what you need to do, how to use your money to make more money for you in your business and also in your personal life. And we have Q&A in person. You will get all your meals provided. You get a digital workbook for all attendees in person or virtual. And you also get a recording. Okay, so if you want a payment link, you want more information, just reach out to me and then I will send you the information. Thank you so much for your time today. Hopefully you watch this, you learn, and you start to implement every time someone asks you for help. And as I said, if the other person is open to learning, they will be grateful as well, as you just taught them the thought process when you really need to ask for help as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.